Welcome aboard the Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 415. Sporty. We are in some lively conditions here off Barcelona, the European Yacht of the Year. Just come out of the port Ginesta, full main up, and yeah, the asymmetric spinnaker option on this one. And so we're seeing what a lively boat this can be. Everyone will know that the 410, a very, very popular boat for Jeanneau, and they just wanted to improve it in some ways. So let's get aboard, see what she's like for sailing. So I've now just got on the helm from just introducing the boat, and we have, as you can see, champagne, to coin an expression, champagne sailing conditions. We've got about 15 knots apparent breeze here, big asymmetric sail up, and it is sporty fun. I'm a big fan of the Sun Odyssey range. You know, the 410 was a great boat, 350. Here's the latest generation. And my first impression is a very good one, because we are sitting at 10 knots here, 10.5 in the puffs, going across the swell, and no one's really doing anything. You know, these are just fast, easy cruising speeds, but to hit double figures on a 40-foot boat that I've just come out of the harbour on is pretty impressive, really. So yeah, great first impression. If you don't believe me, I'm now filming as I'm helming. 10.1 knots, 15 knots apparent at 100 degrees wind angle. I mean, you can get places quickly. We'll be in the Balearics in no time at all at this wind angle. And this is what transforms a boat really for me. Rather than just being a boat show boat, having a family cruiser, and this is a good price, good entry level price family cruiser that you can still take out with your friends, by yourself, with anyone that wants to get a bit of a sailing thrill and do this. That's pretty impressive. This is really fun, sporty sailing, and that's what you get from a good designer. And I guess building a boat to weight, I'm only guessing that because it's based on the 410 platform. You know, it's the beam's the same, sails plan's sort of the same. It's got a lot of the same features, just improved on, and so it's a bit of lighter weight displacement. Yeah, and the boat is shifting. You won't be able to hear me, but you can probably see we're trucking along. Again, complete control, very nicely balanced, and we've just been sat on this upwind leg at sort of 6.5 knots in about the early 20s to the apparent wind. Yeah, I know what people are saying. Tighten your leech tape, your leech line up, but other than that, we're cruising, remember, we're not racing. There's the odd slam, but this Jeanneau is maintaining really good progress through the wind, and it's enjoyable, in control. Yeah, I should mention the apparent wind speed is about 25 knots over the depth. And we're still full sail. I realise this is pretty windy, so I don't know what you'll be able to hear, but this has been just a revelation, just sailing this up. You know, very much a sort of production built cruiser that's Now you can tell it needs some fine tuning in the rigging and that sort of thing, but in terms of sailing the boat, just lovely control. What a feel, such a sporty feel for a family cruiser. 7.5 ton yacht, and that's, I guess, what you gain from Mark Lombard design, but a tested platform. So they just tweaked the hull lines underneath. I won't talk too much in case you can't hear me, but you know, this has been a long, because I enjoyed myself so much under asymmetric, this has been a long upwind, and we got full sail up because there's 25 knots steady. That's apparent, but we've kept full sail up. Yeah, we're a little bit overpowered at times because we haven't got the 3D sheeting system rigged up, so we can't quite bring the jib in as much as we'd want to. But she's been sitting, when you're on the wind at sort of 25 degrees the apparent breeze, she's sitting at sort of 6.5 knots going into waves, and now we've just cracked off a little bit, so we're at 45 degrees the apparent wind, and she's been averaging 7.5 knots. Crack off a bit more to 50 and you touch 8 knots. It's impressive figures. It's not necessarily the figures, it's the feel. I just feel completely in control on this boat, and it's a really sporty feel as well. So that's the thing that's most impressed me. I don't have an army of crews sitting on the rail and people tweaking sheets and stuff all the time. We're just having a good, enjoyable yacht out here. This is useful because obviously we've got a fair amount of heel angle on here. So sitting down with your feet up against the chop is really nice. When you've got less heel angle, I know from the past models, having this walk around here, putting your feet out forwards is a really nice thing to do. Yeah, it squeezes sailing systems here into the quarters a bit, but look at the size of the cockpit you get out of that. Well, it happens every now and again. You've got to come in from sailing. You get one of those sail trials that you really don't want to come in from. And that was one of them. I mean, really, I don't know why I'm saying it surprised me, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. And it's not the outright speeds or anything like that. It was just, I felt in complete control on the boat. And it had that element of sportiness to it, a real proper sportiness, especially the asymmetric run. And that was fantastic. That's as much fun sailing as I've had in a long time. So that is a real testament to the boat, because I've sailed some really lovely and fun yachts in the last year or so. In terms of what's on deck, nothing you haven't seen before, I don't think, really. Bowsprit anchor roller incorporated on the flat deck furler, tack point on the forward end of the bowsprit, windlass behind, anchor locker in there, space for a couple of fenders, that's about it. And then, yeah, clear deck really, nice non-slip on it. These 3D in-haulers will work better when they're set up better. But yeah, just a nice lightweight system. And yeah, nothing I don't think anyone wouldn't have seen on the previous generation as well. But one of the best features really of these Jeanneaus is having this walk around deck, really easy to get in and out of the cockpit. As I say, sail with your feet sticking forward, stand up to grind a winch. Very easy to manage your systems short-handed from back here. And you still buys you this big cockpit, which is with nice protected coamings as well, and a really useful fixed table with plenty of space in it. Cockpit benches each side, just shallow ones, and a bathing ladder back here with space for a life raft below there. I'm going to attempt to just give you a quick whistle-stop tour of this, because there's a lot of you will know the 410, there aren't massive differences, so I'm just going to quickly point out some of the key ones. So they wanted to give the visual perception of space more on here. So that 3.99 beam is the same, but it's carried right aft. You see those backstays there, right in the corners now. And as well as that in here, the saloon, you'll notice this difference really. So big U-shaped saloon, and it feels big as well because there's no raised lockers up there. It's got the whole window, so it's pushed right outboard. Instead, the stowage is beneath all of this seating area here. So for example, this one here is on a gas hinge. If I took this cushion off, it'd make it easier. But there's that deep stowage below all of these. And in the villages as well. So this one is, got bottled stowage in there. Again, that one's on gas springs. But principally you get a 2 or 3 cabin layout. So apologies. We've just been saying, we've just come in, so there's the fun that we've had, the asymmetric there on the forward berth. If you have a 2 cabin layout, that's a workshop. As it is, you get 2 cabins with a single head or a second heads up there. You don't have 2 and 2. You can have 3 and 2 or 2 and 1. Does that make any sense? I think so. Anyway, yeah, there's nice sized double back here, plenty of headroom, plenty of light, good stowage, nice attention to the fixtures and fittings. So the way what they've done is they've managed to strip out a little bit of weight. They've managed to, they call it in the carcass, taking some of the carcass out. So they've been able to put some nice fixtures and fittings on here, and attention to quality is good. But there's less behind the scenes, the parts the owners don't see, I guess. And what that also means is it's less man hours that go into the boat. So what they wanted to produce was I'm just going to keep chatting while I show you the boat. So yeah, heads and a wet room area when you close this perspex door off here. What they wanted to do was offer an entry-level pricing on this that's more competitive than any other at this size range. So where the 415 started at 245, this actually starts at 219, which as a slightly larger boat all round and feels that inside is pretty impressive to do. I'd have to look at what all the others cost, but I think that's probably one of the cheapest you can get at this size. Up here you can see in the headlining there where a second head would go, but they've worked hard to keep this flow, he says, walking backwards. So rather than offsetting that and that head's taking up too much of there, you get this sort of central flow through past the mast base, just slightly offset. Obviously this is not going to help you seeing this here, but I'm keeping it there because A, I'm not putting it out on deck at the moment, and B, it was so much fun. Lots of light, plenty of headroom above me here, probably 6'3", and then you've got a sort of vanity unit with shelves beneath there. You've got a wardrobe here, which can be accessed by sort of 2 opening doors to it with the shelves inside, and then you have one behind the door as well. Headboard end up there, so you can see the beam that's still got a square berth, as it were, with the headboard forward and nice reading lights and everything. So attention to detail is nice. Laminated wood. Easy for keeping clean and longevity, and nice heavy magnetic door handles as well. And this layout, yeah, works well, I think. Good amount of saloon and nav station stroke home office seating there. And there's the access. It always was a 45 horsepower Yamaha. I presume that's still the same, with side access each side. Well, sorry if that was a quick tour, but wow. I used all the time sailing it, and I suggest if you're interested in this boat, ask for a test sail, because that was a lot of fun. If I haven't mentioned it, standard boat starts at 219,000 euros ex-tax. This one with all the options in, I think is around 340, but yet to confirm that, so we'll put that in the specs at the end. Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 415, my new family favorite family cruiser. you.